Hi, imagine Etsy is a forest. Yep, we're getting straight into it. No fluff today. Imagine Etsy is a big forest, deep dark forest, and you're in it somewhere and you have a destination to get to and you want to get there. So what do? You pull out your roadmap and your compass and you know where you are, you know where you want to get to, and you make your way there. That makes sense, right? Most of us don't do it that way. We have no compass, we have no map, we have no clue where we are. Someone's just dumped us in the middle of this forest and then they've just said, you have to go and find your destination, good luck. And you're like, okay! That is what most of us are like. So these questions are, I guess, your metaphorical roadmap and compass. And it would be a good idea for you to pause this video after I've asked each question and write your answers down, because you will need these going forward. Having said that, some of them are going to take a little bit of working out if you've never really thought about these things before. So if that's the case, I'm going to write the questions in the description of this video as well, so that afterwards you can just go and copy and paste it somewhere and then do I was going to say homework, but that makes it sound so boring. It is kind of boring, but it's also kind of necessary. I'm digressing. Questions. All right, the first 4 questions are a little bit boring, but they're kind of like the building block questions. And the first one is, how much time do you actually have to spend on your Etsy shop every month? Now, I tend to break this down into weeks and then just times that by 4. And you have to consider everything that takes you away from your business. So for me, that would look like childcare. That's a huge one. Looking after our animals and just regular housework and just life stuff. Also, this channel. For months after I reopened my shop, I completely forgot about this channel, as in time-wise. And I kept thinking to myself, I have so much time to work on my Etsy shop. And then I realized, actually, no, I didn't, because so much of my time is taken up with this channel. So that's reduced my time for Etsy. And that is why it's so important to really shine a light on how much time you actually have to spend, because sometimes the answer can surprise you. So I personally have about 4 hours a week to work on my Etsy shop. That's 16 hours a month, unless there's a school holiday in there, in which case. So for the sake of this video, we're going to say that the answer to this question is 16 hours a month. Question 2 is a bit of a juicy one, but this is essentially your destination. You remember that metaphor? This is your destination. It's how much money do you want to make from your Etsy shop per month? Now be careful with this one, because obviously the temptation is to go $1 million. Well, wouldn't we all? However, it's not very realistic, is it? Now, a few weeks back, I actually posted a poll over in my community tab, and I asked the brave of you how much you had actually made in the month of March, and the vast majority said £100 or less. Or was it dollars? It was 100. That much I do remember. So for the sake of this video, we're going to say £100. So from 2 questions, we know that I have 16 hours a month to spend on my Etsy shop, and I would like to make £100. Okay, we're off to a good start. Question 3. Now this is one that some of you will have to have a look and do some digging. How much profit, keyword there, profit do you actually make from each of your products? This will be easier if you don't have a range of price points in your shop. However, it will be a little bit more complicated if you do have a range. So what I would suggest is, if that's the case, focusing on your most popular products, the ones that sell the most, and focus on those. So if your most popular product sells for £10 and you make £5 profit, that's the answer to this question. Okay, question 4 is, have you liked this video yet? It's there if you haven't, just saying. Question 4 is, I've forgotten what question 4 was now. How much time does it take to make your products? And if you don't know the answer to this question, you're just going to have to time yourself actually making one. And I did that with my embroidered cards, and the quickest I managed to make one was 3 hours. So yes, again, that is going to be my example answer for this video. It takes me 3 hours to make one product. Right, okay, so those 4 are the building block questions. How much time do you have to spend on your business every month? How much money do you want to make from your business every month? Profit. How much profit do you make from each of your products? And how much time does it take to make your products? Okay, we're moving on to question 5, and this is where it starts to get interesting, because this is where the answers to these questions start to show you if you're on the right track or not. Okay, so question 5 is a beefy one. How many products would you have to sell to make enough profit to meet your overall monthly goal? Okay, so for my own example, I said that I wanted to make £100 a month and that I was selling products that gave me a £5 profit margin. So that would mean I would have to sell 20 of those products to hit my goal. You with me? Good. And this is the beast question, because this is what ties it all up and tells you if you are getting close to your goal or if you've actually just gone walking in the other direction. Could you make the amount of products that you would need to make in the time that you have? So I have 16 hours a month or 4 hours a week to spend on my Etsy shop. Could I make 20 products within that time? With a little bit of simple math, you can see that no, I cannot. It takes me 3 hours to make one of those products, so I would only be able to make about 5 to 6 items every month, which would give me a grand total of £25 to £30 profit every month. Now, as you can see from that example, there is no way that I could reach my financial goal with the products that I had chosen to make there. And that's why these questions are so important, because it tells you if you are wasting your time or if it's actually getting you closer to where you want to be. Now, granted, I did choose these example figures to kind of bring me to this point because I wanted to express to you how important it is. But seeing as so many of my videos lately have been on the topic of, I know some of you have been waiting for this, but pivoting! These questions tell you if you need to pivot or not, because some of you will be able to answer these questions and figure out that actually, yes, you do have enough time to make the items that you need to reach your goal. Thank you very much. Bearing in mind that when I've been talking about time in this video, I've only been talking about it in terms of making the items, and I've made no mention of other things like listing the products, researching the products, marketing the products, photography, all of that wonderful jazz that we have to deal with, basically. But there's more. Here's a little treat for those of you that are still watching. A bonus question. Question 7. Okay, so granted this is a little bit of a mean question, but again, the most important ones tend to be. If you can make enough items in a month to reach your target goal, can you replicate this month after month after month? Most of us won't have one item that will be able to just sell consistently throughout the year. Instead, we'll have a number of products that work together. And as one takes a dip, the other one will come in and then they can sort of tag each other in, for want of a better phrase. Apologies if I'm repeating myself, but I can't remember if I've already mentioned it. These questions are a little bit juicy, as I've said, so I am going to write them in the description so that you can just copy and paste them into a, I don't know, Word document or whatever it is that you use, because these questions are worth spending some time on. Let's refer back to that metaphorical forest. You don't want to be going round and round in circles trying to find your destination but not really having any idea where it is, where you are, etc. You want to have your map and your compass and know exactly where you're going and know that each step that you're taking is taking you closer to your destination of whatever money it is that you have. I have to confess, I have forgotten to ask myself these questions over the last few months, but I did them the other week when I was ill, and it was a bit like, okay, I have veered off course a little bit. I was focusing so much on pivoting. I've gone and gotten myself a little bit distracted with the whole creating new items that I forgot where I was going, and while I thought I was going over there, I've been heading somewhere else. Right, because I'm a nosy little whatsit, I am really curious to find out where you come out after asking yourself these questions. Maybe you already ask yourself these kinds of questions and so you are on it. Or maybe it's the first time you've ever really thought about your business in this way. Or maybe you're like me, you knew it and just forgot it and then found yourself, not for the first time, just wobbling off track a little bit. I know, me, getting off track. No, I have a track to find in the metaphorical forest, so I shall see you next week. Ta-ra.